system.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is
Howard J. Dingers. And this is 3 Count Review.
welcome to Monday Night Raw.
Monday Night Raw edition.
Say yeah! We go hard all day, all night.
And the new Tag Team Champions, The Revival!
Why does it take a walking out threat for that to happen?
I completely agree. Welcome, everyone, to 3 Count the Raw Review. I am KOAK Howard J. Diggers. This is Connor J.D. Moore. And we are going to talk about a crappy Monday Night Raw.
So every Monday Night Raw, that's pretty much happens all year.
Yes, it was very boring, except for, like, the last 20 minutes, I will say. The last half hour, I'll give it. But we're going to start off talking about the biggest news coming out of it, in my opinion. The Revival are the new Raw Tag Team Champions. Let's go. Now, as much as I like this, I tweeted this out before. Why on God's green earth did this not happen on Sunday? Why not do this on the pay-per-view?
I have no idea.
Why? They don't even have all the matches set for this weekend. Like, there's like 5 matches right now. 6 matches, I think.
Seriously?
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Like, why not just add this on there? Now, granted, it was a great match, I thought. And, I don't think they would have gotten the same amount of time on a pay-per-view. But they don't necessarily need it.
Right.
I don't know. Oh God, I'm so upset. But anyway, I'm also very excited. So, like I said, this was a great match. It went through 2 commercial breaks. It was a long match. I'd say it was about 20 minutes by itself. And it doesn't even have the time on here yet, but they won. It was I don't even know what to say other than that. It was a great match. They finally have the championships, like they should have, 2 years ago when they got called up. Because they don't lie when they say they're the best tag team in WWE. They really are. I mean, the Usos might give them a run for their money, but
I'd pay good money to watch that match.
oh, me too. There's rumors that the Usos are going to come to Raw after or during the shakeup.
They should.
I agree. I think they should too.
What's left for them to do on SmackDown?
Very true. Same with AJ Styles. But anyway, this was great. Towards the end of the match, there was a powerbomb clothesline combo, but Rude pushed Wilder into Dawson to break up the pin. Gable fought back, attempted a crossbody off the second turnbuckle. Revival countered into a shatter machine for the win. Clean in the middle of the ring. No shenanigans. No cheat. Nothing. Clean win. It literally says here, and I keep forgetting to look at who actually writes these. I think it's Alvarez. Well, it might not be Alvarez. But it says this turned into a really good match by the end. Because it did. It was very good. There were a lot of near falls. There were a lot of times where you were thinking, oh, the Revival's going to win. Oh, just kidding. Now they're not. Now they're losing the momentum. And now they're just going to have them lose. Or, Chad and Bobby are going to retain on some weird technicality. But they didn't. Clean in the middle of the ring. Revival, finally, tag team champions. I love it.
See my last comment at the beginning of the show for my reaction. Why does it take them walking out to do it?
I completely agree. But anyway, let's talk about the rest of the show. So, Triple H and Stephanie started the night out in the ring. They were already there. They welcomed everyone to Monday Night Raw. They literally ran down the entire card, but I say the entire card, and it was like 4 matches. Interestingly enough, they mentioned Mustafa for the chamber match. So either they're just going to wait till tomorrow to address that, or maybe he is healthy. I don't know.
Maybe.
We'll see how that goes. So we'll have to you'll have to tune in tomorrow to hear about that one. They turned their attention to Raw Women's Champion Ronda Rousey, blah blah blah, because she's facing Riot. And then they showed footage of Lynch's confrontation with Stephanie and Triple H from last week. And McMahon noted that Lynch did not see her doctors. Or did see her doctors over the weekend, apparently. Her doctors, not the WWE doctors.
Right.
Good little thing in there. I like that. And then apparently her doctors talked to the WWE doctors, and they collectively said, if you go to rehab for the next couple of weeks, you'll be fully cleared to wrestle at WrestleMania. So that was good. And then, just like last week, they were like, and here's Bet, and then her music just hit and interrupted her own introduction. I love it. It's really good. So she came out, what? On commentary, Michael Cole pointed out that Lynch has confronted Rousey at live events. I missed that. That's interesting. Anyway, the fans broke out into a big Becky chant. Triple H reveals that Lynch saw her own doctors. Regardless, she's cleared to compete and will face Ronda at WrestleMania. Of course, there's a catch. Becky has to apologize for attacking them last week. They said the suspension is lifted and Lynch gets her main event as long as she apologizes to Stephanie and Triple H. They just want her to say she's sorry. McMahon told her not to be stubborn, but Lynch told her to shut it. Lynch doesn't trust them or their old man, she said. That was a key part to this beginning interview. Yeah. I didn't even pick up on that until just now. She noted the McMahons have been screwing people for years. She said she'll fight them, and she'll fight the old man. Remember that for later. Lynch refused to apologize and went to leave. McMahon got in her face, but Hunter broke it up. They gave Becky a choice by the end of the night, she can apologize and face Rousey, or she can throw it all away. Cool. Anyway... We'll come back to that because it ends the show. I just want to point out, by the way, that this entire Monday Night Raw, because they like to do these overarching stories throughout the whole show, which I don't mind. It's pretty good. The entire Monday Night Raw was built around a SmackDown star. Which one is the A show? Come on,
Right.
Come on, people. So then we had Nia Jax and Tamina taking on Bayley and Sasha and the Riot Squad.
Sasha cleared?
No. We'll get to that. It's a triple threat tag team match. The team that gets pinned in this match has to start the match at number 1.
Oh, in the elimination?
Yes.
Okay.
Oddly enough, no prize for the winner. So here's the thing. It's a normal triple threat tag team match, right? So it's just 2 people in the ring, but you can tag out to any team. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like the normal, what they do, which I don't know why they don't just do triple threat and you can tag your partner type of thing. But anyway, if you lose, you start the chamber at number 1. Why would you even tag in? And they basically told this story at the beginning of the match. Sasha literally tagged out, or maybe it was Bayley, I don't remember, but one of them tagged out. Like they literally went over and tagged Liv Morgan, and then they just left and they stood on the ground. Now, tell me why they ever got back up on the apron to try to wrestle in this match. What's the point? That makes them look so stupid. And then, later in the match, Sasha gets attacked by Ruby. Okay. She gets thrown into a barricade, and she's acting like her shoulder's hurt, and the medics took her to the back. So that's covering for her injury, because I believe she is still injured.
What injury does she have again?
I don't remember.
Okay.
I want to say something with her tailbone.
Right.
Can't remember. Anyway, so that happened. At some point, Bayley tagged out of the match because she was doing the whole Iron Woman taking on 4 people type of thing. And she was doing it very well. Bailey's fantastic. So she tagged out at one point, right? So she's on the ground recovering. And then all of a sudden, she gets back up on the apron and she tags herself into the match. Do you know how stupid that makes Bailey look? What? First of all, your partner's not out there. And second of all, you're out of the match. And if you lose, if you're not in the match, you can't lose. If you lose, you're number one in the chamber. Why tag back into the match? This was so stupid. I absolutely hated this.
I can tell.
It was just bad. It was so bad. And eventually, Bailey hit the Bailey to belly on Liv. Tamina super kicked her after Liv kicked out. Or maybe it was before the pin or something. She super kicked Bailey. And then, so Liv and Bailey are both out. And Nia says to Tamina, pick one. So Tamina picks up Liv Morgan, drags her to the corner. Nia tags Liv Morgan. So now she's the legal woman, apologize. And she hits Bailey with a Samoa drop for the win. Bailey and Banks have to start the chamber match. Which I like the ending. It's a good, hey, we want them to start the match. They're the biggest threat, so let's make them start. That's fine. I like that. But the whole premise of this match was just stupid. And the way it was, it made Bailey look like such an idiot. I just can't believe it. It was bad. And I'm hoping Sasha's healthy for this weekend.
They said she should be cleared by Sunday.
Hopefully.
Emphasis on the word should.
Now, I'm not going to give a full prediction, obviously. I'm going to do a prediction video at some point. But I think Bailey might turn on Sasha. Or vice versa. I don't know why Sasha would turn at this point, but that's the way they should do it. And it's that Bailey doesn't need to be heel. Sasha's a better heel and Bailey's a better face. But I don't know how they're going to work all this out, but I think that might happen. I don't know exactly how they do that. It's also a year in the making because this all started at the Chamber last year. But, yeah, I think that's going to happen. It feels like that's what they're setting up. But anyway, I don't know. I know you didn't watch. You watched the last segment with me here, but from what I'm describing, what is your takeaway from them attempting to do this? This sort of a stipulation and this sort of match. Like, what are your thoughts on this?
Cool in theory? ?
Yeah.
In theory. But the way it worked out, I don't know. I guess they kind of did set it up for Sasha to turn because Bailey might have gotten 2 overs. They could have run with the Bailey is too overzealous to try to get the pin to make sure they don't, even though she could have just stepped out and not tapped herself in. But you get the idea. I don't know. It's a tag team match. No one cares about tag team matches anymore.
That's unfortunately true.
So my desire for tag team matches have just hit the tube unless it involves people that I enjoy.
Yeah, until the Sky Pirates come to the main roster, I'm not really looking forward to the women's tag division.
Not at all.
As told by this chamber match, it's pretty thin.
Yeah.
They had to throw in Carmella and Naomi because they didn't have any other teams.
I need you, Kyrie and Io.
We need you. But at the same time, I want Io to win the NXT Women's Championship. But anyway.
I want Kyrie. Oh, Kyrie's already had it before.
Yeah, Kyrie had it. She had her moment for like a couple months. Oh my gosh! In the back, in the back, we had Becky Lynch walking backstage when she saw Elias, and he's preparing to perform next. So next we had this segment was really funny because I thought there was technical difficulties, but it seemed it played out to be on purpose. So Elias was in the ring, and they announced him, ladies and gentlemen, Elias, and he does his strum. But then it just does a hard cut backstage. And it's Becky Lynch, and she was speaking with Finn Balor, and right? Super weird. I thought they messed up on the timing. That's what it looked like. He gave her some advice, basically told her, don't get too stubborn. I've seen stubborn-headedness get the best of people. Like, have your pride, but don't let your pride cost you something, you know? Just apologize, get your match. And then he started walking away, and she goes, hey, your abs are still pretty cool. It was great.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I love it. Oh, and he promised to beat Bobby Lashley and Lio Rush this Sunday because, yes,
It's a handicap.
it's a handicap match for the Intercontinental Championship. That's right. Lio Rush can get pinned, and Finn Balor can win the Intercontinental title. I don't...
Story.
Does that make Leo a co-Intercontinental champ? I don't know.
Yes. In this match, it does.
So we go back to the ring. Same thing. Ladies and gentlemen, Elias. Video package. Video package of Seth Rollins from the last year.
Why do
starts
they
playing.
keep screwing with Elias?
I don't know. It was kind of funny. And I was like, oh, they messed it up again.
Is this all gonna be on the network by like tonight or tomorrow?
It'll be on Hulu tomorrow.
Hulu. Edits.
True.
Edits
Well,
it
I mean,
so
actually,
weird.
they edit it and give it to Hulu. Fun fact. But anyway, it might. I mean, this segment might still be on there.
I'll wait till it's on the network.
But yeah, they showed a Seth Rollins video package. It started at the Gauntlet match last year, about a year ago, where he did that, and then he was good in the Chamber, and then Mania, winning the IC belt, and then winning the tag team belts, and then winning the Rumble. Yeah. So then, after the video package, back to Elias. Ladies and gentlemen, Elias. Lucha!
Oh my.
He just got interrupted again. It was really funny.
Wait,
Oh my
so what
gosh.
is Elias now? Is he a heel? Is he a?
He is a heel now. He turned
They
back.
turned
heel.
him heel that quickly.
Yep.
Why?
I find
That
out.
was a waste.
I agree. I mean, I like it. He's better as a heel.
I like him as a face.
Well, yes, but he's still better as a heel. Here's the thing: he will eventually, as a face, you run out of bad guys to talk about and sing songs about. As a heel, you never run out of sports teams to make fun of.
Oh boy.
Just saying. So Lucha House Party come out, and he said the worst part about this week was that his album wasn't nominated at the Grammys. He wondered why the Lucha House Party was even out there. Kalisto noted that they want to entertain the WWE universe. However, they want to walk with Elias. Elias started singing his song. He just buried Grand Rapids, basically. So then House Party gave them the thumbs down. And then Elias was mad and wondered if they could do a better job. Lindsay Dorado said, "No, I can't. I'm the dancer of the group." And he did a Big E, shaking the hips type of thing. Mm-hmm. Grand Metalik, in his slightly broken English, said, "No, I can't. I just sing." It was really funny.
Slightly broken English.
It was. And then Kalisto said, "Give me a shot. I'll do it." And Elias said, "Be my guest." So Kalisto grabs a guitar, sits on the stool, and actually starts strumming some pretty good stuff. Kalisto can actually play the guitar pretty well. Elias was actually impressed, and he asked Kalisto to do a duet. So he said, "Let me grab my other guitar." Grabs his other guitar, breaks it over Kalisto's back, and runs. What?
Because that's Elias's gimmick now.
So now we're going to do Lucha House Rules against Elias. Is that what we're building to here?
As much as I joke around about Lucha House Rules, no Lucha House Rules for more.
This was awful.
No more.
This was awful. So then we had Finn Balor versus Drew McIntyre.
Okay.
Bobby Lashley and Lio Rush were at ringside to watch. And not much happened. So
Oh, I saw a little bit of this.
did you? Yeah. So
And
Balor, basically, a little into the match, Balor hit a.
Suicide dive?
I mean, he hit a suicide dive. Oh, he hit a sling blade, and then he goes to the top rope to do a coup de grace.
Mm-hmm.
Lashley pushed Balor off the top rope for a disqualification, right?
Yep.
So McIntyre and Lashley are beating down Balor. Kurt Angle comes out.
Yep,
and
I remember this.
He runs out for the save.
Do we really want to call that running?
You're right. He slightly jogged like a...
Do we want to call that jogging?
He's a potato at this point. And I
Yeah.
don't mean that to be... Like, he's literally Mr. Potato Head. I don't think his head and his torso can move separately. It's kind of sad. He really does need to retire. As much as I like him, he needs to retire.
Mr. Potato Head.
Corbin eventually ran out and attacked Angle from behind, but then Braun Strowman ran out for the save. So, in classic Teddy Long fashion,
Let's make it a 6-man tag team match, playa.
Playa.
Holla, holla, holla.
It's just ridiculous. And stop me if you've heard this in November. Baron Corbin, Drew McIntyre, and Bobby Lashley. I have vivid Vietnam flashbacks from the Raw that we went to, where it was a solid, hour and 27 minutes of Baron Corbin.
Yep.
Oh, by the way, that was the worst, literally the worst Monday Night Raw in history that we went to.
We went to literally the worst.
We were in person for the worst Monday Night Raw in history. Against Braun Strowman, Finn Balor, again, tell me if you've heard that before, and Kurt Angle. That's the only difference in this. Oh my God. I just can't believe we're going back to this. The match wasn't made official, blah, blah, blah. This match wasn't good. I'm not even going to talk about it. Okay,
yeah,
so
let's get to the winner.
So, okay, well, here's the thing. So, Lashley hit... I don't know. He slammed Baylor off the apron, okay? So then Lashley got a 3 count.
Yeah.
But Balor's foot was on the rope and the ref didn't see it, right? So the heels are celebrating, blah, blah, blah. Balor's complaining. A second referee, which Michael Cole called Chad Patton. It was not Chad Patton. Good one. A second referee runs out and tells the other referee that Balor's foot was on the rope. So the other ref says, "Hey, Mike Rome, come here. We're gonna restart, or we're gonna let the match continue." WWE playing with the rules. You can't just keep playing with the rules like that. You know how many screwy finishes they've done in the past year where a second referee could have come out and said, "Nope, this happened." Why do they do this? Oh!
This literally sounds like November's Raw.
Why do they it? Literally. They can't keep playing with the rules like this. They did it last week, and I did the same rant. They had 2 matches that had basically the same thing. One was a DQ, one wasn't. How do you... Oh, it's infuriating.
And aren't we supposed to be in the stretch where the product should be good?
Yes. Yes, we are. Kind of.
Do you always find it funny? I've noticed this, that conveniently whenever there's shows where the writing or the end product is super, super suspect, WWE immediately puts out like a little thing on their Facebook saying, "We're looking for engaging writers to be part of our creative team."
Another record low. Fire someone. Hopefully it's the right guy this week. Jeez.
Oh, man.
So, during the commercial break, McIntyre hit Strowman with a Claymore kick that sent him over the barricade, and Angle was down on the mat outside the ring. So, coincidentally, right before his handicap title match, Finn Balor was in a handicap situation. Funny how that plays out.
Right.
It was way too forced.
We know who's not winning.
Yeah. Because then Strowman got the hot tag eventually, ran wild on the heels. Strowman ran down Corbin, McIntyre, and Lashley. And Rush at ringside doing his little, freight train thing. Corbin tried to stop Strowman, but Angle nailed him with a German suplex onto the floor. Strowman caught Lashley with the power slam. Balor then hit the coup de grace on Lashley for the win, pinning the IC champion. Now, they could do a screwy finish where Balor pins Leo, and I could very well see that, to be honest. But I think normally, there is the whole argument about someone getting the upper hand, they're not going to win on the pay-per-view type of thing. But normally, when someone actually gets a pin on someone right before the pay-per-view, that means they're not going to win.
Oh, duh.
That, I think, is more definitive than the upper hand thing.
Balor not winning the IC belt until at least Mania confirmed.
But, like I said, they could... That could be a red herring where he pins Leo instead of Bobby. I could see that. Or Leo costing Bobby somehow. I don't know. I could see that. We'll see how that happens. So then we had a Kevin Owens video package. He was at a bowling alley in a Cassius Clay t-shirt and a Chicago Blackhawks hat. And he noted that he spent time with his wife and kids, and he has been watching Raw, and it has been Oh, what did it say? He's been watching Raw, but it's been hard to watch people. It's hard to watch people do what he wants to do. However, he's about a month away from returning, he says. He doesn't know if it's Raw or SmackDown, but it doesn't matter. And then he bowled a gutter ball to end the video. He goes, they were like, hey, it's your turn. He goes, watch this. And then he bowls a gutter ball, and he's just laughing as he's walking away. It was great, Kevin Owens. It was natural. I loved it. I need Kevin Owens back in my life.
So it wasn't in character Kevin Owens? It was just...
It was kind of at the beginning of the video, but then he just kind of carried on with his bowling thing that he was doing with his family, and it was just kind of Kevin Owens.
Kevin
Steen. With his son named Owens. So kayfabe, his son's name is Owen Owens. Just saying. Charlie Caruso was interviewing Becky Lynch in the back, and she asked Lynch what she would say to the fans if she took away the match with Ronda by not apologizing. Lynch didn't have time for Caruso and walked away. Then we had Ruby Riott versus Nikki Cross.
Can we assign our brand for these?
Can we first... I tweeted about this one. This one got me heated. Can we just stop calling people up from NXT?
Sure.
Can people just stay in NXT forever?
I mean, preferably no.
Can we just convert NXT into a third brand?
That too.
Make it live. Make it a tour. Make it live. Put it on Fox. I don't care. Do something. Quit calling these people up. Because Ruby Riott beat Nikki tonight. Clean in the middle of the ring.
How? Why?
With a Riott kick. Because Ruby's facing Ronda this week, and you have to keep her strong. As soon as I saw that she was facing Ruby, I knew that she was losing. Now, why? I don't think Nikki has won on the main roster yet. That's a lie. She was in a 3-man tag.
Doesn't count. Singles match.
Exactly. She lost to Becky in Manchester. Or UK, London, I don't remember where. I think it was Manchester.
Becky. Well, I guarantee you that served the purpose of Becky putting Nikki over a bit.
Yes, it was a decent match, though. But she did tap out clean. She lost in the... She did win the 6-man tag. She lost in a tag team match with Alicia Fox, and now she has lost to Ruby Riott. Why? Why even? I don't even want to talk about this. It was a decent match. I like Nikki Cross and I like Ruby Riott, but it's ridiculous. Quit calling up these NXT people and just beating them. And remember that for later.
Oh boy.
In the back, Paul Heyman was yelling at some backstage worker. Seth Rollins is coming up next. So Seth Rollins comes down to the ring. The fans broke out into a burn it down chat. He talked about his year in the making. He mentioned how his success, including the Intercontinental and Tag Team Championships. Mm-hmm. He brought up winning the Rumble and punching his ticket to Mania. And the next night, he received 6 F5s. He noted that he's in pain from the F5s. He has never felt pain like that before. The good news is he took 6 F5s and he is still standing. If he can still stand, he can still fight. And if he can still fight, he can still stomp. I like that. That was a good line. Which means he can beat Lesnar. Rollins teased the beating could be so bad that it might be his last WrestleMania. I did not like that.
Oh, boy.
Can you imagine if Rollins has to leave after Mania, and then Dean leaves after Mania, and we are left with 0 Shield?
Has that ever happened?
I think one member has always been there.
I was gonna say,
since
there's
they
always
debuted.
been at least one one member actively wrestling. If one was hurt,
I would have to say yes because when Seth was hurt,
Roman was still doing his thing.
Champion. He won the championship, and then that's when Dean cashed in after Seth won it again. And then when Dean was hurt, obviously that was Seth and Roman were still there. Roman was I don't know if he's even ever been hurt for a long time, but he was suspended for a little bit, but Dean was there.
Yeah. He had that one virus that was going around the locker rooms.
TLC 2016. So, I don't know. I don't think he's leaving. I don't know why he said that. I think it's just to put over Lesnar, which, why? You don't really need to do that. But anyway, Paul Heyman interrupted. He teased that Lesnar was there, but he noted, or Lesnar wasn't there. Because of course he's not there. If Lesnar's going to be there, they're going to promote that. He noted that if Rollins tries to beat Lesnar, he's going to be the architect of his own demise. God, I love Paul Heyman.
Yep.
Heyman noted that that's not a prediction.
That's a spoiler.
Thank you. Rollins said he doesn't care. He pointed out that Lesnar has held the WWE hostage for 2 years, and he said he'd burn in hell before he lets Lesnar leave with a title at WrestleMania. He said that's not a prediction.
Yeah, it's a spoiler.
That's a spoiler. Dean Ambrose made his way to the ring next, with Rollins still out there.
Oh, great.
Rollins goes into Rollins' face, and he said, I only have one thing to say to you. Slay the beast. And then he went and he sat ringside.
Really?
Yep. I thought that was kind of cool.
Really? That happened.
I thought that was really cool.
He walked
actually.
up to him and just said, "Slay the beast."
He did. And then
Heel Dean Ambrose.
He went and sat by the timekeeper.
Damn.
So that was interesting.
That was kind of dope.
It was very dope. We come back from commercial break. I am in the
Are
top
you kidding me? I missed an actual EC3 entrance.
%.
I'm mad.
Yep. He actually made a legit entrance.
So is he officially a member of Raw?
No. I think after Chamber they'll announce it. That's what I've been saying for a while. So if they keep doing this till Mania, I'll kill someone.
I missed
God.
an EC3 entrance. I need to go back and watch it.
Literally, the summary of this match is a paragraph long. I'll read it right now. EC3 rocked Ambrose with a clothesline to get the early advantage. He followed it up with a missile dropkick and a vertical suplex for a near fall. Ambrose fought back and sent EC3 shoulder first into the ring post. Ambrose climbed up, but EC3 knocked him off. Suddenly, Ambrose used an inside cradle for the win.
So a screwy finish.
So again, let me be clear. Quit calling up these NXT superstars just to beat them 2 weeks into their debuts. Why?
But we have to give Ambrose a win. So it makes it look like
50-50 booking. I just saw a Matt Riddle versus Cassius Ohno feud where Matt Riddle swept Cassius Ohno. And it was a better feud than I've ever seen on Raw.
That's a shame.
That's a lie. There's probably been better feuds on Raw, but it was better than the majority. And that wasn't even a top feud in NXT. God. In the back, we had Alexa Bliss approach Becky Lynch, and Bliss told her not to apologize. She said a lot of the women backstage, Alexa did her normal, like, oh, I'm a babyface. Oh, trust me. But then she wasn't. She just said a lot of women in the back look up to you, and we don't want you just giving into the authority, basically. But then Lynch was like, okay, but if I don't apologize, that means my Mania spot's open, and that means that you have an opportunity for a championship. So why would I listen to you? And so then she left. So she left. She said she noted if she apologizes, the only thing she's selling out is WrestleMania. Okay. So then we had the Revival beating Bobby Roode and Chad Gable for the Raw Tag Team Championships.
Women?
The Revival are now the new women's champion. No, but that was a great match. I recommend going and watching that match. It was good. Caruso was backstage after the match to talk to the Revival, and they bragged about finally winning the titles, and they said, top guys out. I love them so much. They had FTR on the back again, on the back of their shorts, and big old letters. It was great.
Good.
So then we had Becky Lynch coming down, and this is where you actually kind of started watching. So you actually know what's going on. Becky Lynch came down to the ring to make her choice. Triple H and Stephanie also joined her in the ring. McMahon wondered if cooler heads would prevail. What? Like a cool, I don't know, and as opposed to a hot head, I guess. She noted Lynch versus Rousey would be the biggest match in WrestleMania history. I don't know about that. All Lynch has to do is say those two words. Hunter told her to ignore the people and shut them out. Lynch still feels that neither one of them really wants her in the match. She noted, if they are just two little words she needed to say, then she will. She then said, I'm sorry. She noted nothing better happened to her match. What? Oh, yeah. She noted nothing better happened to the match. They promised her they wouldn't do anything, and the match is on. Lynch was surprised. It was easy. They left the ring, and Ronda came out for a face-to-face. Well, Ronda's music was still playing. Vince came out.
And then they botched his
And then
music
they played
playing.
his music for like a second, and then turned it off. It's really funny. He noted Stephanie's right, and this could be one of the biggest matches in Mania history. Vince said that he's the man, and Becky is not. Vince doesn't like the bad attitudes of both Lynch and Rousey, and he then suspended Becky Lynch for 60 days. Mind you, WrestleMania is in 55 days. Becky just tweeted, Connor just showed me, complete and utter BS, because I can't say her full language there. I love Becky Lynch on Twitter. Yeah, so the day after WrestleMania, it says, no, it was 5 days, right?
5 days
That's
after
what it
Mania.
said. Yeah, these notes are wrong. But, yeah. So Becky's apparently suspended until 5 days after Mania. And Vince said, I have a suitable replacement in mind. He wants someone with charm and charisma to take her place. He then introduced Ronda's new WrestleMania opponent, Charlotte Flair. Okay. If you would like to hear my feelings and Tom and Connor's feelings about Charlotte in this triple threat match, or just Charlotte in this match in general, I direct you to the first round KO podcast. Sorry, about the last 15 minutes probably. We do discuss that. There are differing opinions on that, but the way that they just did this is awful. You just Becky. Okay, first of all, Becky kind of looks like a chump because she apologized. Name me one time that Stone Cold ever apologized. Name me one time that John Cena ever apologized. Like, are you kidding me right now? I get it. She kind of had to, but they could have worked it somewhere else where she doesn't apologize and then she still fights her way into the match. That's happened many times. But, so now you suspend her for 60 days, so she's out of WrestleMania. Which, by the way, I guarantee she won't miss a damn show. Because she didn't miss one last week when she got suspended. And now you're just throwing... Vince just decides that the Rumble doesn't matter. And that Charlotte just automatically gets this title shot. Like... And I don't, and now, yes, Becky's going to have to fight her way into the match. It'll be a triple threat, and she'll beat Ronda for it. That's fine and dandy. But you're just giving her, you're literally handing her. Yeah, I don't even hate this in storyline. I hate this for real life. There had to have been a better storyline to get Charlotte into this. Like, have Becky attack Vince. Vince was mad at Becky for, no reason. Maybe for the slight comments earlier in the show.
Because the comments earlier, probably.
Build that up more. Have her talk about Vince for, 3 weeks. Why do this on the go-home show for Elimination Chamber? There's still, 6 weeks? Mm-hmm. Until, I think it's 6 weeks until WrestleMania. Something like that. Do it. Have her badmouth him tonight, tomorrow, next week on Raw, next week on SmackDown, and then the next week on Raw, then do this, and then say, I handpicked, or then do this segment, honestly. Then that would work better. But for Vince to just come out after 2 small comments in the first part of the show and just say, I don't like your bad attitude, I'm taking you out of what could possibly, in his own admittance, could be the best WrestleMania match ever. Let me just take you out and replace it with Charlotte Flair. What? I just don't get it. I don't understand.
I want to know how they do, how they work Trips and Stephanie in this. Because Vince...
Yeah, because they okayed it.
Yeah, and then Vince vetoed it. So I want to know what they're going to do with that.
Yeah, he said they may accept your apology, but I don't.
I don't know, man.
It's it's so bad. It's just so bad. I said it on the podcast. I don't mind that Charlotte gets put into this match if they would have done it right. This is not doing it right, in my opinion. Oh my god. It's terrible. I would have liked to see Charlotte herself like try to schmooze Vince and try to weasel her way in. I don't want Vince just deciding on his own that he doesn't like Becky, so here's Charlotte. That's way too real, first of all. I don't like Becky, so here's Charlotte Flair. That's way too real.
Right.
But, it's just bad. It's just bad. I have nothing else to say. So, from everything I just explained to you, what do you think of the show?
Horrible.
They killed 2 NXT. Okay. So it was a good opening segment. I enjoyed the opening segment. I enjoyed the overarching story. Hated how the story ended. The triple threat women's match, terrible logic, decent booking. The 2 NXT call-ups, wasted. First of all, where's Lacey Evans?
Yep.
We know the situation with Lars. That's okay. And I guess where's Heavy Machinery, but they've been in a couple matches, so I'll give them a pass. They're okay. But Lacey has literally done nothing since the Royal Rumble. This was just terrible. The only good thing to come out of this is that the Revival are the tag team champions, and it was a good match. They went out there and proved that they can put on a good match.
I guess, yeah.
That's the only good thing. That's the only good thing I can take out of this. Like, I don't know. And honestly, my mind could be changed about the Charlotte thing if they do it right from here on out. If they do a compelling storyline where Becky fights her way back in.
I kind of want to stop you there because they won't.
I know. And unfortunately, you are right. They won't, because I had hopes about this Charlotte thing, and obviously they proved me wrong there. So now I'm going to say, you're not going to do it right, WWE. Prove me wrong. And maybe they'll do that. But anyway, yeah, this was a terrible week of Monday Night Raw. It was very boring.
Shocker. How many times have we said this?
A lot. We've said it. I'm pretty sure I say it most weeks. I believe I remember specifically maybe, and I've been doing this I've been doing it since September now.
Yeah.
And I can remember specifically 2 episodes of Raw that I said were decent episodes. There was one that I said that I really liked.
Oh, I just thought of something.
What?
Guess what's going to be on TV, I think on like Raw or something in a couple weeks.
Ric Flair's birthday.
Yes.
His 70th birthday, which is actually on Monday.
Yep.
And it's in Atlanta, Georgia.
Yep.
Perfect. Anyway.
Cue Becky.
Oh my! Wow, I feel like I'm stupid now that I didn't think of that.
I didn't.
But unlike WWE, I don't think of Charlotte as Rick's daughter. I think of Charlotte as her own person. But anyway.
Yeah.
Holy crap. I love that. Make Rick tap out to the disarmer.
You want to know, and the sad thing is I wasn't even the one that thought of that.
Really?
Yeah.
Where'd you see that? Just on Twitter?
Someone Snapchatted it to me.
Oh.
Someone Snapchatted me the idea.
Anyway. It's an issue for off camera.
Yes, it is.
Or off mic, I should say. But anyway, I like that. I like that a lot.
I do too.
I do have to give them credit.
I love that idea.
I like that idea. I definitely see that coming. So hey, all right, there's hope. They're already slightly. If that comes true, I could see them proving me wrong there. But I still have no faith in this storyline. But anyway, that's all the time we have for tonight.
All right.
Thank you, Connor, for coming on.
Thank you.
Even though you saw 5 minutes of Raw.
Until they give me a reason to start watching consistently.
That is completely fair.
Like, I love this company, but man, I love my video games a little bit more.
It's super interesting too, because I know, because I'm a Wrestling Observer subscriber, because I am a diehard fan.
Yes.
There are a lot of diehard fans, because let's face it, if you are subscribed to the Wrestling Observer, like, I'm not saying you have to be subscribed to Wrestling Observer to be a diehard, but if you are subscribed,
you pretty much
you are a
secured your
diehard.
space,
You basically are a diehard. To hear them talk about the backstage stuff like you are, even if you listen to like Cultaholic or Wrestle Talk, you're basically like, because a casual casual
just,
fan is just going to tune in.
Right. They just like Wrestle Talk and Cultaholic will just re-say what they.
Yes, they
did
report
on
and
the Observer.
Exactly, yeah, and they do their own speculations and stuff. I happen to listen to all three plus What Culture, but anyway.
Oh, I completely forgot what.
I know.
I mean,
love What Culture.
so I've got 3 of the 4. Right
exactly.
there.
So yeah, but apparently on Wrestling Observer, people tell them all the time that they have stopped, that they are hardcores, that they are still subscribed to Wrestling Observer, but they do not watch Raw and SmackDown. They only watch pay-per-views, and they tune into their reviews on Wrestling Observer Live every week. They make Dave and Brian watch the show and suffer through it and report back to them instead of watching the product themselves. There are hardcores that are turning off these programs.
That's how bad the product has been.
It's really bad. And I'm honestly considering not really doing reviews for Raw and only watching SmackDown. Because Raw has been terrible. And I usually, even when SmackDown's not good, I still usually enjoy it.
I was going to say, at least that's been its saving grace.
Plus, it's only 2 hours.
Right.
Maybe I'll drop Raw and I'll review SmackDown and NXT. Maybe I'll make my life simpler. I don't know. Let me know in the comments if you want me to keep doing Raw. If you like hearing me rant about this, let me know. But anyway, like I said, that's all the time we have for today. Tomorrow, SmackDown review, 10 p.m. Yes, I know SmackDown is done at 9 and on our local time, but we go live at 10. I made it consistent. But if you missed any of the show, or if you want to re-listen, you want to share with your friends, the show will be uploaded onto YouTube at some point late tonight, if not in the morning. So, yeah, it'll be there. First Round KO on YouTube. Anyway, thank you for listening. Thank you, Connor, and we will see you tomorrow.
She a California living, cognac sipping, choke blowing, candy flipping, sun